Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the morning Muse. I'm a few minutes late today. I'm still trying to get back into my routine. Yesterday was kind of a subdued day. I went to church in the morning and the afternoon, but that's pretty much all I did. I kind of just felt, for the last couple days, get a lot on my mind. So today I want to talk about honoring your husbands. Don't shut off the program if you don't have a husband because this is still for you. I got this thing in my mind. Of course, my mother kind of triggered it a little bit. Gotta love your moms, right? Um, I've been thinking a lot about it. So actually, it's been kind of brewing in my mind, but I couldn't pinpoint it until my mom brought it to my attention. So, good morning. Uh, are we honoring our husbands? That's what today is about. Are we honoring our husbands? And I don't I don't necessarily mean uh okay, let's start over. So honoring your husband. I'm talking biblically here. So okay, so my opinions. Here we go. The world back in when I was a kid, men were men. They were manly, they were tough, they were hard, they were men. They were the what we as my generation or above looks and says that is a man, right? Nowadays we have so many men that don't know how to, change a tire. Um and I'm not saying that men can't like crochet or do something for themselves, but men used to be the leader of the household. Men used to take care of the family, and then women came in and said, "But I want to work too." Oh, I wish I knew the person that did that. And so nowadays, both parents, both adults in the house have to work because you can't afford not to have both people working for the most part, just as a general rule of thumb, because women wanted to work. And so since there was more people working and there was more money being made, of course, price of everything went up. And now everything's so high that both people have to work in order to sustain a life, correct? Okay. Well, uh, I don't even know where I'm going with that. So when I say honoring the husband, I'm talking about the manly men of my generation or higher are no longer what we perceived as children as being manly. Now they're more perfect example for this generation. I just got home from work for a long day. I'm going to go play video games until midnight. I worked all day. I get to have my outlet. That's great. But what about the three children upstairs or sitting on a couch and wanting to play with daddy and he's going to play his own video games? So when I the whole point to honoring your husband is we as women need to do what is right for our families. So I have been witnessing a lot of times where the woman decides to go to church and the man says, I only get 2 days off a week. I'm going to stay home and play video games or do whatever it is they're going to do. And then you have the woman sometimes nagging, saying, but it's God's day. You have to go to church. Come on, it's the right thing to do. You got to show your kids. Guys, that is not going to work. It's not going to work. So what we need to be doing is saying, "Hey, me and the kids are going to church. Would you like to go?" "No, I'm not going." "Okay, we'll see you around whatever time." That's planting a seed. If we want our men to become men again, and again, don't get mad at me. This is my opinions here. If we want them to become men again, be the leaders of the house. And some of you women might say, "Oh, but I'm independent. I don't need a man." Okay, you can be independent, but biblically, we're supposed to love the father, then our husbands, and then the children. We need to be taking our children to church. And if the husband won't go, we need to be saying, uh, then I'm going to plant the seeds. I mean, the kids are going. Oh, when you get home, of course, the kids had a great time because they're making pictures and learning about God, and they're all excited and they want to tell daddy and, planting the seeds. And hey, everybody at church said to tell you hi, things like that. We need to plant the seeds and water those seeds to get the husbands to come to church and they can learn how to become the man of the house again. We can't sit there and say, "Oh, my husband doesn't want to go," or that's not his, that's not his religion, or whatever. Or he works so much, he deserves the time at home. Uh-uh. We don't even deserve the time here on earth. And then the women turn around and say, "Well, since he's not going, he wants to go do this today, so I'm going to go with him instead of going to church." That's not the way we're supposed to be doing this. We are supposed to be honoring God first. If you are honoring God and you're going to church and you're doing the right things and saying, "Yeah, honey, that'd be great. Let's do that. I'll be home from church at this time. We can go then." And maybe he'll say, "Well, I'm not waiting for you. It's going to be too late. I'm not going to do it then." All right, well, maybe next Saturday we can do it then. Or let's plan it farther in advance so that way we can do it after church one day. We need to be honoring the Father first. We need to do what is right biblically, because if we are honoring the biblical side and we are putting our Father first like we're supposed to, that's going to be watering seeds. And eventually, it's just like saying, "I got to be to work at 8 o'clock Monday morning." It's just like me saying, "I'm going to be on this video at 9:30 every morning." I've come with headaches. I've come sicker than a dog, but I've shown up because I'm committed. So if you commit to the one we are supposed to commit to first, our Father, He is going to bless us. He's not going to say, "Oh, well, thanks for coming to church. I'm going to honor you by having your husband hate you and now you're going to get a divorce." That's not what God does. He says, "You have been faithful to me. I am going to be faithful to you. I'm going to bless you." So even though the husband is supposed to be the head of the household, we can still be a servant of God and lead him back into that position. So many women nowadays say, "Well, my husband doesn't want to go and he gets mad when I go, so I'm not going to go." Bible says put your father first. We need to be doing what is right, but I'm gonna tell on my husband here, and he won't get mad because he knows that it's the truth. And so when we started going to church, he's always wanted to go to church with me. He wants to go to church on Sunday morning, and like last night, I went to church. I said, "Are you coming with me?" "I got to get the lawn mowed." I said, "Well, it's going to rain tomorrow. Lawn's going to grow again. We're going to have to mow it again next week. Who cares if there's a patch this week? I got to get this done. I only have 2 days." I said, "Okay, that's fine. I love you. I'll see you when I get home, but I'm going to go." He is still growing and learning, and he does bring up conversations and ask me about, and I try to help him along the way. I pray for him all the time. I know that eventually he'll be coming, and that's great. But there was a time where we did not have a church, and there's been several times I feel like God has led me into different churches at different times, and it was great that I'm doing what I feel is necessary. However, here's the tattle part. My husband will say, "When you find a church, let me know and then I'll go." I'm not going to go. He's an introvert. He doesn't like to be around people. And so when I would go to different churches, Good morning. Good morning. Nice to meet you. Not him. I don't even know if I'll ever be back here. I don't want to talk to you. Excuse me. I don't want to get to know you. So he would say, when you find a church and you've been there a few times and you think we might stay, then I'll go with you. And finally, one day I said something that I probably shouldn't have, but I said, you're supposed to be the man of the house. You're the one supposed to be dragging me to church. Probably not the best way to go about that, but I did it anyway. Sometimes Satan circles, right? Satan circles all the time. And he said, it doesn't matter where we go, you're going to find a flaw in it, and we're not going to go there very long. So once you're committed to some place for a while, I'll go there until you change your mind again. And I said, I understand that. But if you're connected with God and you're doing what God says is right, then you're going to be blessed by that. And maybe you need to come with me and help me decide. Because if I decide on this church and you absolutely can't stand it, what's the point of you going? You're not going to get anything out of it. And what if you decide on a church that I can't stand and I'm not going to get anything out of it? We need to pray together. We need to work together, and we need to go together and decide on this together. And this last time he did. He did that with me. And it was such a blessing because we both were like, yeah, this is where we need to be for now. Who knows how long we'll stay? I mean, hopefully we'll stay for a very long time because I really love this church and I'm growing and I'm learning and I feel a connection there. Sometimes I feel a little out of place there, but that's again Satan circling, making me feel like you're not good enough. You might want to go because there's going to be a blessing today, and I don't want you to have it, right? But the point of this all is, and we'll go into this deeper over in heart's discernment, but we need to be blessing our husbands. We need to be honoring. I'm sorry, we need to be honoring our husbands. We can't start an argument with them because they don't want to go to church. We can't stay home from church because they want us to, or because they're doing something fun today. Because where are your blessings coming from? Your blessings aren't coming from your husband. Your blessings are coming from the one you are putting, that you're standing on the rock with. Your blessings are coming from your father. And if you are doing what you are to do biblically, your father is going to honor that and he is going to bless you back. All of our choices, all of our bad choices have consequences. And all of our good choices also have consequences. We look at consequences as being something horrible. Like, your consequence for doing that. Now you're going to go to jail. What are your consequences for honoring your father? The consequences are blessings and love, but you can't just go to church and say, okay, I'm here. Where are my blessings? It's a personal relationship you have to build and you have to grow and you have to honor your father. Being faithful to the father first gets the weeds out of the way. Yeah, Lee. Woo. Lee says, being faithful to the father first also gets the weeds out of the way. I like that. That's sweet. All right. So, happy Monday. I woke up this morning and I kind of rolled over and went, oh, I don't want to get up. But it's a blessed day. I got to wake up and I crawled out of bed and I smiled all the way to the coffee pot. And before I knew it, my phone was blowing up. So, I will see you over on Heart's Discernment, where we're going to go into this. And I am not going to give the scripture out here. If you want to know more about it, go over to Heart's Discernment. If you want to know more about it personally, reach out to me. I would love to talk with you. I think it's high time that all of us women who demanded the right to vote and to work and to do all these things, I think it's high time that we did our due diligence and gave back to what we asked for. We asked for the power to be able to do all these things that men can do. It's high time that we honored our father and started planting seeds for our husbands to get back into church. We need our father and we need our spouses. We need to have them with us and growing with us and loving the Lord with us. I'll see you on Heart's Discernment, and I will see you tomorrow morning right back here at 9:30 ish. See you then. Have a great day.